And if you see me in a very different state, it's because this is my July office, sort of. Try to get out east during July, and so when I come in to do these videos, it's going to be from an office like this. And then Bobby is completely blacked out right now.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say he's blacked out. I meant his image is blacked out. And so that's what you're getting from us today for golf, and we'll try to make heads or tails of the John Deere, which is, I think the Open Championship is coming up soon. But this one we're losing. We don't have all the good players, the best players. Even Cantley and last week's winner Cam Davis withdrew, and you're getting a very similar type of scoring possibility for this week. I mean, you're going to get it's going to be another birdie fest, with like 15, 20-ish under, and it's going to be basically a putting contest, and those tournaments they carry just quite a bit of variance, so you have to. I mean, I have to be a little bit creative with some of what I'm doing this week, and I have a couple of kind of hoodoo ideas, but that's what you get when you have these types of events. Do you have any overall view on this, or do you want to get right into the?
I think you summed it up pretty well, actually. I think that's pretty accurate. And it's going to be high volatility. I mean, last year there was I think there was like, I don't know, 15 players within 3 strokes of second place or whatever. Like everybody was just bunched up, and it's not a very strong field, so it's going to be an interesting one to try to get right. I think that it's probably going to be one where I end up leaving a lot of money on the table, personally.
Are you going to do it, on purpose, or you just think that's what's going to happen? I mean,
so I think I'm probably just going to script out my things. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I think I'm going to script out a build. But I think I'm gonna be willing to leave it on the table. And if I happen to fill up the salary, that's okay. But I'm not gonna. What I don't want to do is end up with like where I want to be like average with a guy like Jordan Spieth and maybe with the field. I certainly don't want to end up with like 40% Jordan Spieth. So I'm not going to like just let it overload that. I'll shift it and lower my maximum if I have to. So
yeah, I mean, well, as you bring it up, I mean, you like Spieth, you know what I mean? Like he's obviously got issues. I mean, he's got a wrist injury. He's just hasn't been putting well this year in a while. Not like what's that?
I think I never like him for the most part,
Yeah.
But I'm willing to sort of get involved in it for what it's worth. I'm willing to have some of it. I personally have Straka as the top. Well, Straka followed by Sungjae, followed by Rai, followed by Spieth in this range, and I'll probably have exposure to all of them just because there's really no reason. It's just really easy to get to any of them, and I think they're all, other than Spieth, I think they're all solid. I'll have less Spieth than the field. That's where I'm planning to be by a lot.
Well, I mean, you touched on something that with Cantlay out, there's nobody over 10-5 in the whole field, which makes the whole thing very soft. So if you want to get to even 2 of these guys, it becomes pretty easy. The way I look at the 10Ks is that there are 2 guys that are kind of like more name value, like Spieth and Im. And then you have the 2 model guys, like the Straka and Rai that have just been playing these types of tournaments all year and just really just being very, very consistent from, and Straka particularly, I'm pretty sure he won this last year. Is that possible?
Straka won it last year. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And he's just springboard off of that into another really good season. So these 4, I guess it's weird because instinctively, I would think you'd want to take the model guys over the name guys, but I think the model guys are going to be pretty popular. I think all 4 of these guys are going to be pretty popular.
I agree.
So it is going to become a little difficult to get too unique considering how soft the field is. Like right now, I can tell you that Spieth is going to be the lowest of the 4 for me. And, according to, and again, I'm doing some funny stuff with doing minimum exposures to some pretty off the wall guys. But right now, I do see Rai and Im as I have Ryan M as better, whatever, marginally better than Straka for whatever that's worth. But as I mentioned, considering how soft the pricing is, you can probably get to two of them. So you can pick your favorite two if you wanted to go that way.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it's going to be mostly Straka and M for me. But again, I'm totally good with the other. I'm good with having near exposure near the field on Rye, but I don't really want to get over it. I kind of like some guys in the next tier a little bit better to potentially even win this thing.
So you got some weird things. So this is the way I'm looking at it. Maybe I'm just a little jaded right now, but I'm seeing like Thompson and then McNeely, you know what I mean, who's just going to pop for everybody. Davis Thompson has been. Remember last week I thought Davis Thompson. I had to reduce my exposure like 17 different ways to not get 70% of him. Maybe I should have listened. He's been just doing great. He obviously does really well, and specifically in when you don't have like Scotty Scheffler and those types of guys in, but whatever. Right. And McNeely has been looking really good in the models. He looks really, really good. And McCarthy is like everybody's kind of like, not everybody, but people are, well, if it's a putting contest, why don't we take Danny McCarthy? Certainly makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like going down all these guys, like, and then Mitchell disappointed in his last one. So maybe for variance, you go with him. Jason Day hasn't been particularly great. Maybe you get a little lower ownership on him. So I don't know. I mean, but as far as like best plays, I mean, I'm just going to pull up my sheets here. I'd be very surprised if it's not the guy, Thompson. Yeah, Thompson. And then Mitchell I have is next. So that's actually interesting. So I have it rated Thompson, then Mitchell, then McNeely.
Yeah, and I like the idea of getting overweight on Mitchell a little bit. I don't think you're going to get really different anything at the top. It's just everybody's going to have enough ownership to get there. The only guy going to be sub 10% probably in this range is going to be Sam Stevens. And my favorite in this range by far is JT Poston.
Okay.
And then he's played here. He's played great here. He finished 6th here last year. I believe he won it the year before. McCarthy finished, I think he's in the top 10 last year as well. I also love Davis Thompson. He's on a tear right now. So I'm good with those guys. And then I'll probably be near the field on McNeely. That's sort of where I'm at in this upper range. It's not as exciting to me as the other ones where I can sort of get a little bit different with some things later on. Because I think it is really hard to separate yourself at the top tiers just because there's just going to be plenty of ownership because it's too easy to do. But we can, so down in the 8Ks, do you want me to start it off with what I've got now?
Sure.
This is a place where I do expect to get a little different. I'm probably going to be double the field on Svensson, double the field on Power. I'll have well more than double, maybe triple the field on Mark Hubbard. He's probably my favorite in here, along with Lucas Glover. So those are my main guys. And then I'm getting exposure to a lot of guys here, but and that's why I'm a little below or like near the field on the other guys. I like Clanton. I sort of want to see if he keeps playing as well as he has been. Eric Cole looked good again finally last week. This is a course that's not bad for him. And then Nick Dunlap, who's just on the way up, along with Bo Hostler. I feel like all of them are guys I want to be weight. So this is a whole range I expect to mostly be overweight on. Whereas I'm probably going to be underweight the 10K slightly, and I'll be slightly underweight the 9K guys. But nearish to the field. What do you got? Who do you like here? I know
as they say in my part of the country, somebody's got to win. And again, this is just because of the way I'm building. I mean, I'm doing something I don't usually do. I'm taking like a bunch of these 6Ks just to screw around. Right?
That's what I'm doing too.
And when you do that to the degree that I'm doing it,
yeah,
some range is going to have to suffer. And for me, it's this one. Like cool. The way I have it right now, I think it might change, but I have like Lucas Glover at like 12%, and he's the only guy I have over 10% of everybody over 8K. So and it's not that I don't like any of them. It's just kind of the way I'm building. Like, so if I had to rate them, I would say Adam Svensson would be my favorite. And then Mark Hubbard after that. And I think you just mentioned him. Mm-hmm. And then Lucas Glover. So those three. And I have heard some Seamus Power love a little bit. So I may as well throw that out there. And Bo Hostler I have rated okay. Kevin Yu I have rated okay. But again, just because the stupid stuff that I'm doing this week, it's just not getting me to this week.
Yeah, I get that. That makes plenty of sense. And I'm maybe a little bit more spread out because I think that the variance in this tournament is just really, really great. But yeah, that's just the way that I built it. And because of it, I'm sort of not all that, I'm looking at the 7,500 to 7,900 range, and I'm not all that interested in that much. Like, I don't mind being near the, like with the field on Ben Griffin. I guess the two that I would be overweight on, I mean, I'm fine to be 10% of Hisatsun, same with Doug Kim, but I will be overweight on Thorbjornsen and Thorbjorn Olesen, who are priced there right 76, 776. Those guys I expect to be about triple the projected ownership. Those are the ones I have the most of. And I do want to keep playing this Neil Shipley, who just keeps playing well. He's a pro now. He just turned pro and had a good finish last week. He's I think there was the highest amateur at the Masters this year, as well as he making a decent run at the US Open? I think it was. So I like Neil Shipley and Thorbjornsen and Olesen as my three differentiators in this range.
So I haven't learned my lesson. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of Doug Kim again. Right now, like well over 35%. And then the other one I have a good amount of is Andrew Novak.
Okay.
I have like 30% of that. This was just 7,500 up, right? And then the other guy that you mentioned, Rui Hitsutsuni, he had a very, very nice, I think, round 2 to make the cut. I didn't think he was going to do anything. I forget which he did something really nicely for me, made me a couple of thousand. I forget what it was though. I think it must have had something. Maybe it was a showdown slate or something like that.
Maybe it was
Gim, who you mentioned, Novak and Griffin would be my 3 favorites, and Rui.
I like that. That makes plenty of sense. Certainly makes plenty of sense to me. All right. I'm looking down at my 7,k to 7,400, and there's a number of guys that I have got dabbles of, but the one I'm most overweight is probably Brendan Todd. I've got him at 22%. He's projected only to be 6%. Brendan Todd finished second here last year, for what it's worth. I like Brendan Todd on these types of courses. I like JJ Spawn, Joel Dahman, Grayson Sig would be the other 3 guys for me, and then I'm interested to maybe I may end up with a little Johnny Davis, but those are the main ones for me. Oh, I guess Jake Knapp again. Those are all like 10%ers with the exception of the Grayson Sig and the Brendan Todd, who I'll be over 20% on.
You said Johnny Vegas or Johnny Davis? Johnny Vegas.
Johnny Vegas.
Right. Yeah. So I got a couple of guys that I'm screwing around with here. And one of them is was probably just a bad idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's Daniel Berger. Have him a decent amount. I have Johnny Vegas, who you mentioned, as a decent amount as well, and also the Brendan Todd. So we're on the same page with at least 2 of them.
Nice.
Todd and Vegas. Todd is definitely someone you want in a putting contest. Vegas is usually someone you don't want in a putting contest.
Right.
But I figure between the 2 of them, maybe the course helps one of them. I don't know. Yeah. So I got both those guys, and the Daniel Berger just to get stupid.
Yep, I think that makes sense. I understand the Berger play too. All right, below 6K, what do you got there, Sheets?
All right, so I got some. All right, so and these are going to be guys that at least right now I think I have over 15% of them, which is, again, I don't know what to tell you, except I'm going to try it. In no particular order. Now it's Ryan Moore, 6,800. I went for my once and future hero Scott Piercy at 6,200. I went for Jorge Campillo at 6,900. Wesley Bryan at 6,200. Harry Higgs at 6,400. Kelly Craft at 6,600. And Sam Ryder at 6,700. I currently am having a full 15% of all of those not making the cut guys. So we'll just see, and this is a departure for me because I usually don't go into the 7Ks too much, but that's what I'm doing in a high variance spot. So that's just what I'm doing.
I think we're very much on the same page with the strategy. We have some different guys,
Yeah.
but I do have like a little bit of some of those guys. Campillo you mentioned. I'm going to be way overweight Alex Smalley and Troy Merritt. Troy Merritt's playing great. He's played well in this course in the past. Alex Smalley, same thing. He's not playing great, but he's played well in this course in the past. So I'm going to be high on that. And sort of planting a little bit of flag. The other one you mentioned that I like is Harry Higgs. And I would be happy to be overweight that. And I will go back to the one who let me down last week in my single entry and all that stuff. Carson Young was terrible for me. I will go right back to that play this week. That's, those are both the Cootie brothers. I'll have probably 5% each. Ben Coles.
Cootie brothers.
Yeah, I have the Cootie woo woo is in play.
There it is. The Cootie woo woo. I like that.
The Cootie woo woo. What could go wrong?
The Cootie woo. I like that.
So yeah, but I mean, a bunch of guys I'm getting like 2 or 3% of as well, like Echeverria. I mean, nothing too earth shattering. The ones I would like to, I would say just that I really am gonna be on is the Coles, Carson Young, but especially Merritt and Alex Smalley. Those are the ones that I'm definitely the highest on. All right. So we don't, I'm trying to think if there's anybody's name I missed. I don't think I missed anybody's name. So I think we should play the game, I guess.
Yeah. So who's going to win, you think?
Okay. So look, logically, I think the right answer is supposed to be like Sungjae, but I kind of wanted to do something different. I just don't feel as in love with that 9K range. And do I really want to go to the 8K for this? I guess not. So I am, I guess I am going to say Sungjae, even though I don't feel an extreme amount of conviction about it. He's a very streaky putter, so kind of makes me nervous, but Sungjae is my answer.
I had a dumb question for you. Has he ever won?
Sungjae? Yeah.
He has, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's won. I think he's won a few. But I think it's been a couple years. But who else has? Spieth and Straka are pretty much it.
Yeah, nobody wins except for Scheffler, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I agree with that. So I'll go back to Aaron Rai again. I mean, he's been consistent, and and things will drop for him. He's got a pretty cool record if you look him up. He made, like, it was like a contest, but he made, like, I don't want to ruin it, but with getting it wrong, but he made an insane amount of 10-foot putts in a row in like in a contest, like in the hundreds, I think. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, it was kind of nuts. If you look him up, like Rye putting or something like that, there is a whole thing on it.
Man, that would be a hell of a bounce back if Rye could come back and win this week after he looked like he had it last week and didn't get there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, I'm going to go with Aaron Rai, I guess.
Gotcha. All right. So I guess that leaves me with the top 5, and I'm just going to look at my exposures here and see who make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing. I'm going to say JT Poston is my top 5 guy.
Under 10K.
Under 10K.
I will go with I'll go with bounce back Keith Mitchell, I guess.
All right. I like that. Plenty. All right.
It was either that or pick him to miss the cut. So it was we'll go top 5.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, how about under 9K to make the top 10?
Under 9K to top 10. Wait, who did you say?
Oh, look at all these amateurs. You got the Clanton and the Dunlap, like all these. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, it's well. I'm gonna go, and this was gonna be my bold take if there was a guy to bet to win the tournament. I think probably getting 50 to 1 or so, but I'm gonna take Mark Hubbard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Should I go down a little bit? Nah, I can't do it. I will then go with. I can't go Glover. He stinks. All right, we'll try Eric Cole.
All right, Eric with a C.
Yeah, with a C.
All right.
How about under 8? I'll do it first. Under 8K to make top 20. I maybe just will it in somehow, and I'll say Doug Gibb.
All right, you were going to say Doug Gim, and I am going to say, who am I going to say? I know who I'm going to say Brendan Todd.
Under 7K to make the cut.
Under 7K to make the cut. I am going to go with Troy Merritt.
Yeah. Just to make the cut. I guess. By the way, I do have some Kazire this week in my lineup.
Oh, by the way, I should have mentioned him too. I have him at 8%, so I didn't.
Yeah. I'm just scrolling here. I'll go with screw it. I'll go with Kelly Craft.
Ooh, I was not ready for that one.
Kelly Craft.
All right, Kelly.
How about over 9K to miss the cut besides Jordan Speed? I mean, over 9K to miss the cut.
Over 9K to miss the cut. I am going to take. I guess I don't feel good about any of them.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to say Jordan Spieth.
Yeah,
I know it's a weird.
You already broke the rules. I said anybody except Jordan Spieth, but okay.
Oh, really? Did you? I didn't hear you.
I did say that. That's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would say Jason Day then.
Yeah, that was going to be the other one. So I will go then. Can I go Keith Mitchell? I mean, I guess I could. All right, I'll just. This is hopeless, but I'm going to go Denny McCarthy to miss the cut.
Denny McCarthy to miss the cut. Okay. All right, so that's pretty. I like that, and just I'm going to take a look at the odds on Mark Hubbard to win. I listen to his brother's podcast every week, and his brother's pretty realistic about him and everything. And I have a feeling that this is a good week for Mark Hubbard. Just call it a gut thing. Mark Hubbard and Davis Thompson are my two guys to bet to win if they're betting to win. Although I don't think it'll be great. All right. Well, cool. So we've got a fun little weekend. I'm going to be probably out most of the rest of this week because it's, we got the holiday tomorrow and Friday. I'm going to try to pop in at least to do the live for baseball. But I
would like to show you something, by the way. Yeah. I showed this on the main stream. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's no way that you noticed this, but I'm going to show you something. I want to show you the Mega 8s from last night.
Oh yeah.
I want to show you the winning lineup.
It was the Reds, right?
No. Ready? NY Mickey beat all the parentheses with Spence and Birdsong with a 2-2-1-1-1-1-1-1-1.
You know what was crazy yesterday? I was looking early on at all the top players' picks and everything, and everybody was 3-3-2, 3-3-1-1, 4-2-1-1, 3-2-2-1. That's crazy to me.
So the winner here, it had the Rice and Judge from the Yankees, Adames and Turang from Milwaukee, and the rest one-offs.
That's
Murphy
wild.
from the Braves, Margot from the Twins, Suzuki from the Cubs, and McMahon from Colorado. And good luck.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, it's absolutely.
But he
wild.
held off all these parentheses guys. Like Unical won the flagship, but he couldn't get there in this thing because you can't fight City Hall with the New York Mickey on this occasion.
The funny part, I actually had a good night last night. By the way, I cashed pretty deep in the 222, and I cashed in the.
I did all right in FanDuel also, actually.
Nice. Yeah, I think I backed you. I think I threw a little on Stake Kings on that one.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so should be a fun weekend. Sheets, hope you have a great time this weekend. And I'm sure, I'll be popping in as often as I can. Any questions, please hit the Discord. I'm always monitoring. And anything else, Sheets?
No, we're good.
All right. Good luck, everybody. And have a great weekend.
Okay. I will see you later.
See you, buddy. Have a good one.